Caitlin Clark has the basketball world buzzing, and it's no mystery why. She's already being hailed as a future superstar, but some people are scratching their heads with skepticism that just doesn't add up. Her crazy shot selection and absolute dominance have made her one of the hottest topics in basketball, and she hasn't even gone pro yet. But hold on, some of her fellow pros aren't quite on the same page. It's like the time when people were unsure about LeBron before the Cavaliers picked him up. Remember that? Let me jog your memory.
We have better players than him in his position already on our team, though. His potential is probably, the sky's the limit for him, though.
You might know how when a new kid shows up and starts showing everyone how it's done, the veterans start feeling a bit twitchy? That's exactly what's happening with Caitlin Clark. She's got the legends of the game scratching their heads and maybe breaking a sweat or two. She's like a basketball wizard. Her college stats are off the charts. We're talking 27.8 points per game in her junior year, 7.3 assists, and 8.0 rebounds. She's out there doing everything except selling popcorn at halftime. Seriously, if there was a way to score a triple-double while juggling, she'd figure it out. From the moment she hit the court at the University of Iowa, it was like she had been playing there for years. Freshman nerves? Not a chance. She was out there dominating like she was born dribbling a basketball. Her scoring ability? Next level. Court vision? Better than a hawk with glasses. She practically carried her team on her back, racking up wins and leaving defenders wondering what just happened. Now, let's talk about legends. In the women's game, people are comparing her to Diana Taurasi. You know, the Diana Taurasi who can take over a game like it's no big deal and lead her team to championships. Clark's got that same spark, the kind that makes you want to grab some popcorn and just watch the show. In the men's game, folks are saying she's like Stephen Curry. Yep, the dude who turned three-point shooting into an art form. Clark's got that same range and creativity, making defenders look silly from way downtown. But it's not just about stats and comparisons. Clark's got the kind of style that makes you sit up and pay attention. She's fun to watch, like, really fun. She's bringing in new fans who might have never given women's basketball a second look. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it. And let's be real, as she steps into the professional world, it's only going to get crazier. Her skills, combined with her work ethic and that magnetic personality, mean she's set to become a superstar. Her story from college phenom to pro legend in the making is something everyone's going to be watching. Her legacy is just getting started. So here's the deal. Caitlin Clark is making waves in the basketball world, and even the NBA's biggest stars can't stop talking about her. It's like she's got this magical ability to make everyone sit up and say, "Wow, did you see that?" And trust me, when Shaquille O'Neal, the big guy himself, starts singing your praises, you know you're doing something right. Shaq, the man who could probably dunk over a skyscraper, called Caitlin the best female collegiate player ever on live TV during a TNT broadcast in March 2023. Can you imagine? The guy whose nickname is literally Superman thinks you're the best. That's like getting a gold star from Zeus. His endorsement isn't just a pat on the back, it's a full-blown fireworks show, drawing tons of attention and respect to Caitlin's incredible achievements. And then there's Stephen Curry, the king of the three-point shot, who looks at Caitlin and sees a bit of himself. Curry's the guy who makes sinking shots from half court look as easy as making toast. In February 2023, he talked about how impressed he was with Caitlin's quick release and deep shooting range signature moves right out of his own playbook. Imagine Curry, the dude who revolutionized the NBA with his shooting, giving you a nod. It's like being knighted by the basketball gods. But wait, there's more. Luka Doncic, who's basically the basketball version of a Swiss Army knife, chimed in after watching Caitlin tear it up in the NCAA tournament in April 2023. He said, "She's like the female Steph Curry." Now, if anyone knows what it's like to be a young phenom, it's Luka. His comparison places Caitlin right up there with one of the NBA's most transformative players. It's like saying she's got the potential to rewrite the rules of the game. Then we've got LeBron James, who's probably the closest thing basketball has to royalty. During the NCAA Women's Championship in April 2023, LeBron took to social media to gush about Caitlin, saying, "Caitlin Clark is something special. When LeBron speaks, millions listen." His shout-out isn't just a compliment, it's a megaphone blast to the entire sports world saying, "Pay attention to this girl." And let's not forget Stephen A. Smith, the guy who's never short on opinions. On his show in March 2023, he couldn't stop raving about Caitlin's shooting. He said, "I've never seen a woman in college basketball shoot like Caitlin Clark." Now, coming from someone who's seen more basketball than probably anyone else on the planet, that's saying something. Stephen A gets excited about a lot of things, but when he starts talking about Caitlin, you know it's serious. But not everyone is rolling out the red carpet for Caitlin Clark. Some WNBA legends have a few things to say, and let's just say it's not all sunshine and rainbows. First up, we have Diana Taurasi, the queen of the court herself. Diana is like the Gandalf of women's basketball, wise, powerful, and not afraid to dish out some tough love. In an interview back in April 2023, she gave Caitlin a bit of a reality check. She said,
"There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you know, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie."
Taurasi's skepticism might come from a mix of wanting to protect the league she helped build, and a tiny sprinkle of not wanting to be overshadowed.
Oh, it's 3.9 in a one-point game. I'm just curious your thoughts on that.
I believe I said it in different roles.
After all, no one likes being told there's a new sheriff in town. Then there's Lexi Brown, who had a bit of a meltdown over Ice Cube's wild $5 million offer to Caitlin to join his Big Three league. This offer, made in March 2023, was like throwing a live grenade into the middle of the WNBA. Lexi was not having it. She said,
I believe I said it in different roles. That's a terrible call.
The opinion of legends and former players became even more polarized.
"You can't ignore the growth of the WNBA and then offer this to someone who's not even in the league yet. Imagine working hard to build something, and then someone just waltzes in and offers a newbie a fortune." Lexi's point? How about recognizing the players who are already making waves in the WNBA? The offer, which is a gazillion times the WNBA's maximum salary of $242,000, really highlighted the huge gap in earnings between men's and women's basketball, sparking a heated debate about how to elevate the WNBA's profile without throwing money at outsiders. Breanna Stewart, another powerhouse in the WNBA, had her own bone to pick. She pointed out that despite all the hype, Caitlin doesn't have any NCAA titles to her name. In March 2023, Stewart said, "To be considered one of the greats, you need to win a national championship." Ouch. That's like saying, sure, you can score, but where are your trophies? Stewart knows a thing or four about championships. She won 4 NCAA titles herself. Her comment puts a spotlight on the pressure Caitlin faces to not just be amazing, but to also bring home the hardware. And then we have Cheryl Swoops, a 3-time WNBA MVP who threw some serious shade at Caitlin's NCAA scoring record. In April 2023, she suggested that Caitlin's record came with an asterisk because of extra playing time granted due to COVID-19. Swoops said, "If Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, Caitlin needs to break it in the same time frame." It was like she was calling for a basketball audit. The backlash was immediate, with people pointing out that Caitlin did play just 4 seasons, like everyone else. Swoops had to backtrack a bit, clarifying that her comments weren't about race, but about fairness. And here's a fun little nugget for you. The way NBA and WNBA folks react to Caitlin Clark is like comparing cats and dogs. The NBA players are all like, "Yes, queen, get it." Meanwhile, some WNBA players are giving off major "who's this new kid" vibes. Let's break it down. First up, the NBA. This league has a long-standing tradition of falling head over heels for new talent. Think about it. From Michael Jordan, dunking from the free throw line, Shaquille O'Neal breaking backboards, LeBron James redefining what it means to be an all-around player, to Stephen Curry shooting from the parking lot. Each of these legends didn't just play basketball, they changed the game.
I ain't seen no woman in college basketball that shoots like Caitlin Clark. I ain't seen it. Now, you know that's cool. I love what she did All-Star Weekend, and she tied all the men outside of Steph Curry. Okay, 26. I mean, she was great. She was great. She was great. But I ain't never seen any woman in college basketball shoot the basket.
So, when a new star like Caitlin Clark shows up, the NBA crew gets all starry-eyed, seeing her as the next big thing to keep the excitement rolling. It's like a big, warm, welcoming hug from one basketball family to another. On the flip side, we have the WNBA. Now, this league is like the plucky underdog that's still carving out its space in the sports world. It's younger and has had to fight tooth and nail for every bit of recognition and respect it gets. So, when Caitlin Clark, this fresh-faced, super talented newbie, arrives on the scene, there's a mix of excitement and a bit of side-eye. It's like, hey, we've been here, building this thing up, don't steal our thunder. Some of the veterans might feel a bit protective, worried that the spotlight will shift away from all the hard work they've put in. We're here to change the game, baby. In the NBA, this generational handoff is practically a tradition. Luka Doncic comparing Caitlin to Steph Curry? That's not just a compliment, it's a passing of the torch. Luka knows that supporting new talent is how you keep the sport evolving and exciting. It's like passing down the family recipe. You want the next generation to make it even better. Meanwhile, the WNBA is still figuring out its groove. It's like a teenager trying to find their identity, confident but still a bit unsure. They might not be as comfy with this whole rapid generational shift. But let's be real, the potential for change and growth in the WNBA is huge. As the league continues to grow and mature, it'll get better at welcoming new stars like Caitlin. It's just a matter of time. So what's your take on it? Fill the comments with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.